take environmentalism to an extreme, you start to view humanity as a plague on the surface of the earth, like a mold or something.
Right. Have you seen him? Man's crazy. Loco.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
I don't mean to tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me.
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional! Do you know how hard it is to stay positive all the time when all you folks do is complain, complain, complain? Jiminy, mother, loving toaster strudel!
Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Kata, and I'm your favorite and only host of Animation Club School. I'm very excited to see some new faces, and I'm very excited to present to you our new workshop. For those who are here for the first time, let me give you a quick tour of the school. We are Animation Club School, an online school focused on creating professionals for the 2D animation industry. Whether it's traditional or cutout animation, cleanup, visual development, and even the creation of a short film. Our current film creation class is creating an animated opening for the Cinema Festival. Cinema has been running for more than 4 decades, being an Oscar qualifying event. So it's an amazing opportunity to partner with them because they gather amazing talents all over the world. And of course, be on the lookout for another short film that's going to be releasing very soon, an animated tribute to the epic musical. So whether you're only starting your animation journey or you want to practice and perfect your craft, you are welcome to become a part of our school. Link is in the description, so you can always click it right now and become part of the school today. So yeah, but we not only host our courses, we also value sharing our knowledge with all of the people who just love animation. Whether you're a student looking for some new information or just an animation enthusiast who wants to do something on your own and gain some extra knowledge. And of course, that includes all of you who are watching the video right now, whether in live or in a recording on our YouTube channel. And today we'll focus on a very specific question. Every animation book and class will start out with the animated pillow practice. But why is it so important? Well, have you ever wondered how to push your character acting to the next level? How to convey emotion so powerfully that your audience will truly feel it? Well, if you can animate it with a pillow, you can animate it with anything. So today, join us on this new workshop with our mentor in traditional animation, Edward Kurchevsky. Chat, please give a round of applause. An experienced 2D animator and director who has worked on Primal, Flea, Scavengers Reign, and Tales of Alethrion. So, Edward, would you like to introduce yourself to those who are seeing you for the first time? And maybe just a couple of words we're going to do today.
Yes. Thank you everyone for coming. Like Kata said, my name is Edward Kurchevsky. I've been an animator for over 10 years, I guess. And also been teaching for already 7 years in the school. So I've been used to share my skills and knowledge with people and help you guys to get better in animation. I also share my love to this craft. And today I will show you. We're gonna talk basically about what does it mean acting, and talking about like pillow emotions, basically how we can show on a simple basic shape something emotional, and how to be recognizable and understandable basically about that. Yeah.
Amazing. And I think before we jump to the best part of the workshop. I think the chat would also love to watch your show reel, Edward. So, Vitali, if you can turn on the show reel for us so we could watch it together, it'd be amazing.
Driving down a main street in my daddy's Chevrolet, picking you up at DQ at 6 o'clock Friday. First date, sweaty palms, feeling kinda nervous. All I see in the rearview mirror is my lip twisted tonight. George Strait song, turn up and down. Sound so perfect with your baby blue eyes. Got a flask full of JD hidden underneath the seat. Let's pull out the blanket, let's go lay down by the creek so I can get lost in the twinkle of your lovey, lovey, lovey-dovey eyes. It's a nice cool night, way out here with you, walking with the fireflies, girl, I can't undo. Me falling in love with everything you do. Let's try slowing it down and make it last all night through. George Strait song, turn up and down. Lovey, lovey, lovey-dovey eyes. Lovey-dovey eyes, lovey-dovey.
It looks wonderful. I love watching show reels like these because they feel very dynamic, showcasing the full range of what our mentors can do. So before we start actually talking about the topic, I want to remind you about your ability to use the chat to ask us questions. We do have a couple of rules about the questions, though you've been pretty good at following them. The questions have to be respectful, mindful, of course. They have to be about animation in general. It could be our school, it could be professional backgrounds, maybe some advice on some specific topic you can't resolve yourself. And last but not least, they have to have the word question in all caps before you actually type out the question. Mainly because I have a lot of windows running and there's just a lot of stuff going at me all the time. So it would be a service to me and to you. So read out the question either right away or when I decide if a question is too juicy and we need some time to discuss it later, I will just store it in my little notebook and then I'll read it out. So yeah, and at that, I've concluded all of my intros, disclaimers. We watched all of the show reels and I can give the mic to you, Edward.
All
Pass on the
right.
torch.
So let's begin. Okay, I prepared some small presentation just to get easier into this topic. So basically, all right, let's do a slideshow to feel professional. Okay, so basically, pillow showing emotions, like how to understand how we can, for example, practice with body language, how we can basically animate and make something like basic like pillow to show emotions and be alive. For example, here there is some examples from internet. Like basically you're gonna see a lot of body mechanics and you have to and you will see that everywhere in these animations, silhouette of the pillow and the line of action is very, very straightforward. You basically see it everywhere. For example, where you have squash, you have stretch, and or for example, where is anticipation? For example, when the pillow drag the sword. I mean, or for example, just make this like stretch movement with this one arm. It's basically very like everything on silhouette and very visible. You see that, okay, this line of action, for example, this one, for example, or even here, for example. This is basically what you see We have like the good, in general, the good recipe for the good acting and understandable animation is good rhythm. Good rhythm. It's the first thing that you have to think of when you think about, okay, how my character will move. Because good, like for example, if you have good drawings, but you have bad rhythm, animation will be not understandable, or it will be boring if the speed is too slow, or it's going to be not understandable because it's too fast. And good rhythm, it means you have to think where to put slow and fast, and usually it go on alternate. So it's like slow, for example, and then should be somewhere fast to make it. I mean, fast, it means faster than slow. That was before. And with this combination, you will achieve the good result. For example, here in the beginning, I'm going to start over. This is like, you see, it's basically when it's jumping, even in one jump, there is like force to say when it jumps, when it pulled the whole body in the air, it's fast, and in the middle point it's slower, and then going faster again because it's falling, and then slower. So it repeats the same several times. Or even here, when it's laid down on the ground, when it's try to get part of the pillow out of this hole, it was slow, and then in the end when it jumps it was fast. So all the time, so basically rhythm, timing and spacing, and a good silhouette, line of action, and basically now you also have to think about understandable poses. For example, here it's just like I'm talking about the volume, like how to show the volume of the pillow, because when it turns, for example, it's important to understand which side of the pillow look where, and we have these lines, for example, the folds, that help us to show, because the pillow don't have any faces, right? So we just have to show the volume of the body, for example, and that's why it's so important also to think of. Basically, we have upper part and lower part. It's like a head with the torso, and the legs with the pelvis here. And yeah, you see, it's just a rhythm and nice poses. That's very visible. Here, for example, when you do this, you can think like what this pillow is doing. Like first of what what I think is just the pillow is calling, like kind of like Japanese grandma, like calling, come here, like they're doing this. For example, in Eastern Europe, when you call someone, you do this. But in Japan, it's opposite. It's just going like down, like here. So it's what I thought here, like when I saw this reference. And basically, we understand, like this is a pillow, but this pillow makes some like shows something, some intentions, right? And basically, it was made because of the silhouette. Understandable, even when the hand is inside the body, the silhouette of this hand is very understandable. And this is not the pillow, but look, this is different character, more complex, because we have like torso, pelvis, and the head, and also a lot of overlaps. But in the base, it was the same pillow basically, but just a little bit more complicated. But the same principle of squash and stretch, silhouettes, etc. So basically, this is what I'm talking about. When you're just a beginner, you have to remember that and try to keep your silhouette understandable, line of action visible, like when it's squashing or stretching, right? And yeah, everything will be much easier for you. So also very good example is just like a carpet from the Aladdin. It's kind of like a pillow character who never speaks, right? And shows a lot of emotions. It's quite emotional actually in the movie. So you basically can study also, like check how what the poses this carpet is doing to show some emotions. Basically, let's go to ref. I hope I'm not gonna blocked by this.
I think as long as we don't have any sound, we're good.
Okay. So yeah, the rhythm. You see, for example, this. How to show that the carpet is, is sneaking or playful. Yeah. And this what's happening here, it's basically pantomima, it's basically how memes are, also like kind of moving. When we talk about like emotions, for example, and when we talk about the character so unexpressive like Pillow, I'm talking about like a face and expressions. It's very difficult to show emotions when Pillow is is moving not in the silhouette, or it should be specific context. For example, if Pillow will be with something else, and something else kind of do something, and Pillow just reacts, it depends on the context. Pillow can have like settle spacing, settle motion, for example. It's not always should be like jumping and going around, but still, if the settle motion you will have, the more difficult it is to show with this like simplified character as a Pillow. So that's why it depends on the context, but without the context, I mean, it's could just take more time basically to show emotion if it's just settle without the face. For example, again, references. References is the best helper, the best friend to get right motion. For example, imagine if this character will be a Pillow. It's, for example, it's easier to put a phone right on the table, but how to show that like rolling the eyes, for example, right? It's the same kind of movement, but we're not gonna make rolling the eyes, but we have to, for example, show the breathe out, for example, right? How it's exile, right? Yeah, I know how it's like.
Yeah. I forgot the word as well. Exhaling.
Well, exactly. So, for example, when it's doing this, for example, like, like very exaggerated, maybe a bit, like to show the chest and also the air that's going out, for example, and this, for example, motion. Also, let's go here. It's very famous reference. Spider-Verse. This one also like quite, you see, there's a lot of so many things happening with the face, but here when it's just a Pillow, it can be made, or also it's just a Pillow who's in like doing this, but we're not gonna see the face, but we will just understand, from the context, right? How it's speaking, how it's moving the arms, etc. We're just gonna understand the vibe of the movement. Of course, without a word, maybe it's gonna be even more difficult. We need to push even more the pose. For example, make different sitting, pose on the ground, on a chest, on a chair, but still it's possible, but just more complicated. That's why we usually go to the just wider arcs, wider movements. That's why today we're gonna make your Pillow strong, and we're gonna make your your animation nice. So let's park here and start animating. Yes, if you will have any questions about how to begin with animation, with shots or idea, ask me please, and I will try to answer you. So, for example, when I do some animation, I always start with the line of perspective, just to settle my surroundings. real quick. All right. A pillow. When you draw a pillow, also try to keep the volume. For example, also you can flip horizontally just to see a pose from different angle to make it pretty, etc. But in general, you have to think about the volume itself, right? That there is some volume inside the pillow. It's not just a contour, and we always animate volumes, not the lines. So this is important to remember. And for example, what this pillow will do? For example, it will notice an apple. So I can start it even from opposite direction. And when I have an idea, okay, for example, my pillow found out there is an apple on the ground. So what I should do? I can go and record references for it. For example, I will just stand up and show you. For example, you have a guy like a pillow here, right? And you just like notice that there is a pillow, there is an apple, right? So he's just like, so basically you acting with your body like like with arcs and like stretches and squashes, right? It's just rough animation. It's the easiest way to figure out the idea, the movement, without overthinking and looking and looking and looking. It's just you just perform. Like I don't know, if you I would say not afraid. If you embarrassed, just close every door, every window, and just record it in front of your camera, and it's gonna be fine, just for you. So basically, he's just looking there and notice. You see, I'm doing squash and stretch. Oh, there is a pillow, and making a step. Like imagine that I'm a pillow, right? Let's a step, and here. And like maybe it was just like, like see what I'm doing with my fingers, right? So it's like you can do it also with your tip. And for example, if you draw like also like a tip like from carpet from Aladdin with this small parts, right? You can make them like a fingers even if you want. It's gonna be more expressive, for example. If you don't, it's fine. You just do like a penguin, like like this. It's gonna be all right. And then it can take, you see, very like poses on silhouette. You can take an apple and put it behind your body, for example, like into the pocket. Like in video games, like you take whatever object and just put it behind. So it's it's gonna be in your pocket. So basically, you can just simply think about that on in front of your camera, check how it works. Is it enough for your acting, and it's just gonna be easier for you to draw it later. And of course, always start with the keys, especially with this animation when you have to plan. I mean, you basically we go, there is two different approaches how to animate: straight ahead or pose to pose. But this called, I mean, for me it's kind of in between, because I go straight ahead, but only with necessary drawings, kind of pose to pose, like pose to pose pro or pose to pose extra. So basically it's just not only pose to pose, it's just basically something in between straight ahead. So you just make a lot of drawings. Don't care. I don't care about timing now. I say timing is super important, but I don't care about now because I just want to draw. So basically, a pillow will look very important to not lose a contact with the ground. Also, this is an important moment to understand how your turn will look like, because the turning will make folds, and this folds will show to viewer how the body is twisting. Basically like this. Yeah. Then I will go to squash a bit, not big ones, just a tiny one. If you have a questions, just ask me. By the way, do we have how many people we have here?
Right now, I see a couple of people in the chat, specifically Ruby Arts. And we have about 6 people with us looking at us right now. You can say
Oh.
hi to us and also
Hey.
tell us what you're animating right now. And have you ever tried actually animating the pillow? Some people did, some people didn't yet. I remember since the pillow is part of the first course in the basics of the animation, like the 2D animation curriculum. I remember I did my pillow as like a special agent. He had like little glasses and he did like a jump kick.
Mhm. So this is basic principles basically about just squash and stretch. Like I never should lose my volume. Just make, like if it's going to stretch, the size from a side should be slimmer to not lose the volume, for example. Yeah, like this. And now I want to make a step. So I have to remember how basically the steps are working. It's when you raise one leg, you have to move all of your body to another leg. Also, our character will become a bit bigger. All right. So I did my walk cycle, and I think my cards actually get smaller. So what do? I just use my marks. Marks is just basically I select this frame. You see, it become red. And I select the beginning frame, like frame, boom, and I can jump from one to the last one. So this is called marks. So you can, if you're curious about this shortcut, you can go into the keyboard shortcuts and just assign it. For example, it's called image marks set, and to delete it, it's just image marks clear. And jump between them, it's image marks previous and image marks next. I call it secret technique to get to get most of the animation, and gets like the difficult bosses easier. So you can also go and use your lay table, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, for example. It was my eighth drawing, and now I want to use out of pack, another secret technique. You drag and put it here, and I think it should be bigger actually. Yeah, it doesn't look closer for me, so I will just make it bigger. Okay, so now we have these like 2 steps. What else? What else is just like thinking pose, like This would be a more like a challenging pose. It would be better if I would have a reference. I mean, I did not record myself to show it to you. But what if you don't know about the pose, do first of all, parts that you know. I know that my legs will not change, so I will draw them first. And then maybe this one, gonna think. No, it doesn't work like thinking. It should be like this, so it should be. Okay, I will take a picture of myself.
Oh, he could be scratching his head.
Yes, but I wanted to do this kind of. I will try. Like, we'll see. Like he was just standing and just doing this. We'll see. If I will not make it, I will just go to scratching. It's easier. So basically shoulders should be here. It doesn't work. Okay, so scratching is it's away.
Unfortunately, pillows have their sides on the top of their head.
I will do this.
Also, while you're figuring out the exact pose you want to do, we have a question from Loopy Arts that I think it's very topical for what we're doing right now. When animating your first pillow, what is the most simple animation you could do without overcomplicating it?
Jump.
A jump.
Yep. That's 100%.
Ooh. Also, there's like a very good exercise we have in our free courses. You can also check it out. We have the link in the class, which is basically you can make like a jumping cup. A cup is pretty similar to a pillow. It doesn't have all of the like moving parts, but you'll still practice the main foundations: squash and stretch, anticipation, the alternation between the rhythms, the fast and slow, and that would be a very good start. There's a simpler one where the cup just jumps like this, and there's a more complicated one where it's in perspective. So you start with a little cup and it makes a jump and becomes very big. And you can basically do the same exercise, but use any character you feel like. So a pillow can work as well. And also, there's a second part to the exercise. Also, what are good, simple exercises you can do? And is it required to animate every day?
Yeah, this kind of works pretty well with the scratching. Straightforward. Okay, and then another stretch. Like, I have an idea.
Edward, did you hear me asking the second part of the question, or you got too in the zone?
No, I didn't. Can you repeat?
Yeah, of course. What are good, simple exercises you can do? And is it required to animate every day?
Oh, good exercises to make. No, I'm not sure. Yeah, I would just try to figure it out. Yeah, maybe pick some character, a simple one, and try to animate him like doing something and like sitting and maybe drinking. Basically, yes, simple movements like a drinking cup, or I don't know, like looking around maybe, or maybe. Yeah, basically something straightforward, but with one action, like drinking, I don't know, like eating or something else, or just if you want to movement, yeah, like walk cycle can work as well, just like practice. There is a bunch of references also how to do this, and but I think jumping is like universal, the best exercise to do because it has everything slow, like slow motions. I mean, slowing downs, accelerations, arcs, squash and stretch. So basically, it's just like the best simple exercise to make. You can just practice with jumps on with different characters, the more complicated ones, less complicated ones. So I think it's just the best. Because when you do animation for the pillow, it's one approach. But when you do a jump for a different character with different maybe parts of the body, because here we have only like a top and bottom. But when you have a human, you have like also hands, head, chest, and pelvis and legs. It is just much more complicated. Here, maybe we can help us to understand what's happened here. There's like an idea, like bound, but it's like a bit cheating, right? So we'll try without it. Maybe one arm lower, one's higher. Like, wow, an idea. And I also can use my previous frames. You see, I just copy it. I just selected it, go here, copy it to brush, boom, and you have it. And you just scale it. Of course, my body is not my legs are not working anymore. So in this case, yeah, but this become a little bit too flat. So I have to remember about the contact with the ground. So it's you can actually make this visible, like transparent. And if your character is more in volume, it's gonna be better if it will be like this, more like soft. And then I will go and pick it. Here I can also make, for example, he is looking at it. And then go and put it into the pocket. Again, it would be better to have a reference for this. Maybe even more like rotated. And then beginning pose. I mean, I can draw it. It's gonna be easier because the legs are different. All right, so now when I have everything, my timing isn't working. Just too regular, or too slow, or too fast. It's just like, it was made without thinking. And to make it properly, we have to think about, okay, where there is a main poses, like holds. You have to think like logically, first of all, because I know that a lot of people have problems with timing, just like they don't know where to put holds or to make it quicker. First of all, make your beginning and end like a hold, just because to make your animation start and end visually. Then every time when there is some thinking process, also make a hold. For example, our character looked at the apple. Just looked, and just to make to think about, like, okay, there is an apple, right? Just there is a thinking process. You have to make a hold. Then this reaction. This reaction actually should be fast. There's also like thinking process, also hold. And this also like shows you like this movement is, I mean, how he turns, it's quite fast. And then hold, then fast, then hold, then also like movements. It's going to be faster. Then also hold here. Then start to scratch his head. We can make, for example, we can copy paste this. And hold, then an idea. And grab. This is going to be a hold. Then take, and he's looking at the apple. So this is going to be a hold. Then put it in the pocket. This is the direction change. So every direction change should have 3 drawings. So you have to think, okay, I will add 3 drawings to put it in the pocket, and then we have to make slow down. So when he gonna stand up, we cannot do just like suddenly that popping up. So basically, like standing, we have 2 standings, right? Like in the end, in the beginning. Then we have pocket, right? So going from standing to pocket and from pocket to standing, again, we have to have 3 drawings, at least. Then in the best like smooth animation, we have to have acceleration, and we have to have slowing down. It's just like slow in, slow out. Right? So it means we need to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drawings. And if we count everything on 2s, so it's going to be like 5, so it's going to be 10 drawings. I mean, 10 frames, right? So in total, I have like 25, because I want to have this moment a bit longer. It's not just like put and stop. I also want to have like a hold here, because I want to show that he's putting and going up. If you, for example, if you put the keys into your pocket, you're not just like dropping it and going like straight, right? You have to put and change direction, right? You have to kind of settle the pose, the movement here. So let me see what's happened now with timing. Yeah. Even now it's too fast. It's working, but this walk cycle is too fast. I did like 4, 4. It's just too fast. It's not gonna go this way. Also, this pose can be a bit slower as well. I like to have like every direction change with 3 drawings, so we have to think about more drawings. Then here, you see the timing, like 7, it's almost like a 10, and 10 it's a hold. So I prefer to have hold visible, like we have a hold here. All right. So yeah, so basically with this approach, when you just plan your poses, make a reference, for example, you just, go and and it's basically draw your animation and see if it's working. You can ask your friends, you can like someone who to tell you what's happening on the screen, for example. And with that, you will be practicing, for example, on your animation. And you can see that I just drew the most necessary drawings here. I didn't overload with drawings now yet. For example, I can go now because I have already 20 of them just to show the movement. This what I did is just necessary, the most necessary drawings. But for example, to change direction here, like I said, like the most necessary drawings now, like the most necessary drawing now is just to slow down, slowing down over here. So basically I go and draw a breakdown. The difference between keys and breakdowns and in-betweens is just the keys always answer question, what is happening? Breakdowns answer questions, how it's happening. And in-betweens doesn't answer any question. They just make animation smoother. That's it. So you don't have to think about in-betweens at all for now, because in-between is just like frame, like literally in between of two drawings. And it's just like to make it smoother. We don't do that. In a good quality animation, we always think about, okay, where we can put the drawing that means something, that makes something different. For example, this one is just to make it slow down. You see, if this would be in between, I would put it just in between this and orange and green. But no, I did the decision. I made the decision. I put it closer to this, and this is a breakdown. The same here. If I will make acceleration, I will make it here, closer to the green one. Yeah. Let me see now. Basically, when you add more drawings, you have to not lose your initial idea about the timing, about the rhythm, to not lose it, like to not make it like too fast or too slow. Yeah, this is a bit too regular, like regular. For example, I would prefer to make this closer to the previous, and this closer to the next. Let me see. Yeah, so only what I did now is I already did some kind of nice, quite smooth, fluent movement, but it's not just like literal. It has some little, like small, tiny over like acceleration. Because timing here, it's like, I mean, spacing here, it's like this. We have a bigger spacing in between two drawings. It means that we have acceleration. It speeds up in the middle and just slow down just on the borders. This is what you have to also learn while doing like the first like steps in animation. Okay, so basically also here, when he is doing a first step, we have to start to move first, shift your weight to one leg to lift another leg. You cannot make a step without it. Yeah, like this. And then also here, you see here the biggest jump, like huge, change. So I will make I will make kind of some like kind of in between here, just to make my movements slower here in the middle, because I don't want to move this leg directly somewhere here. Let me. And you see, I'm trying to do the silhouette as visible as possible. You see that I did this like this overlap of the pillow, just to make it understandable where is which part of the pillow. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. He is making a step. The same here. Have to move him towards us. Okay. And also another thing, when you add more drawings, when you add more different poses, basically some of your arcs may change. For example, now I see that my head actually is moving to the left. I mean, is rotating to the left. So I actually like it, and I will keep it. So try to notice this kind of changes in your animation and use it if they work. Also here, I want to make basically a little bit like desynchronization. I will put my leg here first and desynchronize my top body. So the leg is moving faster and the top body moving slower. You see, it's gonna be somewhere here. And only then, which will just go down. Let's see. Okay, I think here, I did some mistakes. You see my legs are moving, sliding down. This is what I actually really don't like. So I will fix myself, because the position of the leg that stays on the ground should be always the same. Otherwise, it will feel like it's sliding and it's bad. Yeah. For example, here as well, would be nice to have breakdowns when he just goes like higher to like, oh, I have an idea. Make like threes, like I said, with slowing down. Maybe even closer spacing. And then, of course, here, when it goes down, this slowing down here on the arm. And then when it goes up, the essential drawings. like a pose. Yeah. And then it's gonna go up. Yeah, and slow down. All right, let me see. Yeah, basically that's it. Very simple, but I will just like explain you how the thinking process should be to make from the idea, to show the poses. Again, if you want to be more clear with this spot, just make a like a, what's the name of it in English? I don't know.
Light bulb?
Light bulb, yeah. Bring. It's also can animate it. Can be animated a bit.
You gotta be careful with squashing and stretching the light bulb. It can break.
Yeah, don't repeat
You
it in
can
life.
cut the little pillow.
And then you're just gonna boom, go inside like smaller, like
Oh.
yeah, something like that. And it's also maybe like glowing, like
While the Edward is making last adjustments to the animation, you still have some time to ask us questions. For the next couple of minutes, we'll be accepting submissions, and then we'll start slowly rolling to a close because we've been here for like an hour and 10 minutes at least.
yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as always, let me remind you that Animation Club School loves to share knowledge in YouTube videos like these. So you can watch either this one again if you'd like to. It was pretty insightful, even to me. Even to me. Or you can watch other workshops we did. For example, we did a very amazing series on lifting weights, on dynamic shots, where there were also a lot of insights you can pick up from. And of course, if this is what you like to see and what you like to do in the future as a professional or as someone who just loves animation, you can always go to the description, check out our courses because there are courses on traditional animation, more basic and more complicated. There are courses on cutout animation, visual development, cleanup,
Yeah.
and of course, creation of the short film.
A cleanup is very important because, for example, like recently we opened a studio and we did a lot of projects. So cleanup artists are very high demand, like in highly demand. So if you go to cleanup course and you will do it well, definitely you will have something to do in life.
Yeah, and we have an amazing mentor for that course as well. His name is Christian Maimo, and he worked on such amazing projects you've probably heard of as Disenchanted, Claws, and Space Jam, I think, the second part.
Yeah.
And his show reel is amazing. You can also check it out on our website.
Yep. This is what we got for today.
Well, then I think we can start slowly roll to a close. This was a very good workshop. I hope you had as much fun as I did. It was very insightful. And of course, let's give round of applause to our mentor, Edward, for leading such a fun workshop, to our technical specialist, Vitali, for making everything run smoothly, and of course, to you, Chad, for asking questions, chatting with us, and of course, spending time with us here as well. And of course, to me for being so amazing at hosting, but I have to stay humble, so we can just give a couple.
Yes.
But overall, I hope you'll have a good weekend full of rest, relaxation, and maybe a little bit of practice. For example, on Sunday on Discord, we're running figure drawing practice. So you can always check it out there. And maybe if you have some free time, you can use it to progress a little bit. And of course, see you either on the courses or on the next workshop we're going to have. But this, I think, will be the conclusion of the workshop. And of course, it's time to say bye-bye. See you next time.
Hello everyone, this is Animation School. My name is Edward Kurchevsky and I'm professional 2D animator based in Paris.
Bobby, would you care for a piece of pie?
I studied animation over 10 years in one of the top schools in the world, and now I'm ready to share my knowledge with you. In the past 4 years of teaching, my students achieved remarkable results and working in studios like Cartoon Saloon, Skiald, studying in schools like Gobelin l'École de l'Image and CalArts.
I'm not sure what we've got here, Charlie. But if we've got what I think we've got something.
Our goal is to prepare qualified professionals in a short amount of time during our intense course. We are here to also create a bridge between you and studios and help you find your first professional position in industry. Online studying became one of the most important parts in worldwide education system, and I am pretty sure with us you will achieve great results. Good luck!
Things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know.
If you take environmentalism to an extreme, you start to view humanity as a plague on the surface of the earth, like a mold or something.
Right. Have you seen him? Man's crazy. Loco.
Something's wrong with you. Really.
Tip your scale, but you will fail at placing any spells on me.
Delusional? Of course I'm delusional! Do you know how hard it is to stay positive all the time when all you folks do is complain, complain, complain? Jiminy, mother, love!